So, a few months ago, I asked you all on YouTube to fill out a survey rating each year of K-pop on a scale of 1 to 10. Did I get this video's results out back in May like I intended? Well, obviously not. It's almost August. I had to let things simmer and prune up like you do when you're in a bathtub for too long. It was necessary, and I am hydrated now, thank you very much.
Look over there!
Hey K-pop friends, if you've seen my channel, I've done videos in the past on my top 10 favorite years in K-pop a few years ago, as well as done on my favorite K-pop songs of the decade. Both are worth a watch after this video, and it's time to take that concept and tier rank these years.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, eat it, give birth to it.
And who best to ask to answer that question than you all, my community members. You all rated each year in K-pop on a scale of 1 to 10 using the years 2007 to 2021. I know K-pop started in the 90s, but that's a little excessive. Anyway, I'm happy to say that I received a lot of submissions, and I mean a lot. And now I have a definitive ranking of the best years in K-pop. Of course, I have my own opinion, and so I'll be ranking the years with my own tier list alongside yours. I'll explain my system as I go. And it's important to note that for this video, I try my best to focus just on the music and not let external factors like disbandments, scandals, or tragedies cast too much of a shadow on a year in music. And I hope you all did the same. And so without further ado, let's get started with 2007. I think this is a very important year where K-pop idol groups finally gained significant popularity again. 2007 is the year that brought us Yuchun's I Really Wanna Touch Myself from TVXQ's Purple Line and Girls' Generation debut with the timeless Into the New World that I consider my personal favorite song of the year. I personally love the remix to it. BIGBANG also killed it with some of my favorites like Last Farewell and Lies, which I consider two defining songs for them. Chungha nailed it with one of my favorite songs ever with the B-side Hero, and all in all, a very good year in K-pop. I put it in the tier that I'm calling, Come On Girly Girl, Give Us Estrogen.
Come on, girly girl, give us estrogen, icon, girly girl, girl boss.
This is the kind of tier that is good, but, you know, I could use more because I'm kind of greedy like that. Girl boss, don't stop. I know you can do it. You all, on the other hand, were much harsher and gave it an average of 6.286. After I finished calculating all your scores, I curved up the scores to place them on the traditional letter scoring tier, starting with 8.5 being the top S tier for you, and with the following ranks being each subsequent 0.5 window. Therefore, this 6.286 score puts it on the F on your tier. I must say, I'm a little disappointed in your grade here. Is it because that some of y'all weren't even born yet? Okay, fine, I guess that's probably why. Next year to discuss is 2008. ...2008 was the year that I was first exposed to K-pop, and I think it's a golden year for the genre. And with so many iconic hits like Neurotic, Replay, and Haru Haru, it's the year that had its first taste of international viral fame thanks to its acts like Wonder Girls' Nobody. This was a springboard that K-pop would use in the coming years, and this is a solid A, and it goes in a tier that I'm referring to as Let's Get Sickening.
Come on, season 6, let's get sickening!
Yes, bitch, work.
Now, with your rating, you guys gave it an average of a 7.11, which is a C. Okay, everyone, I see you, but excuse me, ma'am, I think the Wonder Girls and TVXQ will be seeing you outside out back. They have some words with you. Moving on to the pinnacle golden era of K-pop, 2009.
다시 봐도 넌 내 사랑 수백 번 봐도 난 네 사랑
그래요 난 사랑해 언제나 믿어 꿈도 열정도
2009 is often considered one of the greatest years in K-pop because of so many of what's considered iconic songs that were released that year. The international exposure of K-pop continued from 2008 and many fans were made. G, Sorry Sorry, Mr., Ring Ding Dong, Fire, and many more songs that define the golden era of K-pop were released. FTISLAND's I Hope and Davichi's Pali Pali are my top two favorites from the year. I really love this year, and Taeyong's Wedding Dress helped me get more invested into the genre when I was still trying to decide if I wanted to go down into this dark abyss. But I said, I do. All in all, it was an amazing and pivotal year in K-pop, and for that, I rank this in the category of setting my living room on fire in honor of this amazing K-pop fan. No need to tell it when you can show it. However, your votes averaged the rating for 2009 to be 7.85, which lands it in the B tier. Excuse me, that is offensive, and I will not tolerate that kind of slander around here. I expect a 2-page apology note in single space, 12-point font, and Comic Sans, because just the thought of a grade B for 2009 golden era of K-pop is unacceptable. Okay, next one up, 2010.
나를 목독하든다면 사랑도 묶인 채 미래도 묶인 채
First off, I love 2010 in K-pop, mainly because it was the year that I decided to truly invest in a genre and become a true K-pop fan. Boa came back to Korea for her 10th anniversary and released Hurricane Venus, one of my all-time favorite K-pop songs. Then SHINee released Lucifer and bitch slapped me right into the fandom. I saw SM Town live in LA that year and there was no turning back. It's the year that I became a YouTuber. I regard it as setting my living room on fire worthy because that year was straight fire. Well, more like rainbow fire, but Hurricane Venus was a pure gay anthem while still sitting in the closet tier level for me, okay? And your scale of 1 to 10, the average score turned out to be 7.78, which is a B. Do I need to remind you of the autotune that came out in 2010 in K-pop? This paved the way for your faves autotune of today, honey. I just need you to respect your elders, okay? Alright, now we're on to 2011. I moved to Korea in 2011. I was pretty much immersed in the genre at that point. This was Infinite's year in terms of heavy 6 promotional songs the group released that year. That's unheard of, and their hard work paid off for them. And 2011 also gave us the amazing I Am the Best, Fiction, Sixth Sense, Roly Poly, Mona Lisa, and Step, and so many more. It was a great year of music, and I've had so many memories which colors my opinion of that year. But without even saying that, it was sickening. And you all averaged it with a 7.778656 for 2011, which puts that year in the B tier. I just wanted to let you know that I have written you all up on your report, fam, so please promptly report to HR for the next step in this process. Thank you. Moving on, let's discuss the fantastic 2012. If you've been with me on my channel over the years, you'll know that I regard 2012 as one of the best years in K-pop. It's my personal favorite year. It was a fantastic year in music, from The Chaser, to Sherlock, to Fantastic Baby, to Pandora, to Catch Me, to Electric Shock, to Boa's comeback album, to even the groundbreaking Gangnam Style, which was a viral song if there was ever one. It was such a monumental year in K-pop, and hands down still the best in my opinion. Without a doubt, I set my living room on fire and collected the insurance money, honey. Now, you all gave this one a higher ranking as well with an 8.22 rating, which lands it in the A tier for you all. I understand that many K-pop fans of today might not have been into the genre then, but they at least knew Gangnam Style. If you all rated this year any lower, we are no longer on speaking terms, and the exit is behind you, okay? Next one, 2013.
나 방금 이별했단 말이야 나도
끝까지 그만 끝내자 끝까지 잡지 마.
When it comes to 2013, the follow-up of any hit has a high bar to reach, so I don't blame this year for being a little less dramatic than 2012. For me, my personal favorites include songs like VIX's Voodoo Doll and Hyde, along with Infinite's Man in Love and Destiny, and Kara's Damage Lady. My Name's Just That Little Thing was another top fave of mine, and if you can't tell, I have a thing for the K-pop production team that is called Sweet Tune. SHINee had a solid year as well, and overall, I would say, come on, girly girl. Now, you all rated 2013 to be 7.85, which puts it into B tier. I guess this is something we could agree on, which means I think we're engaged, so where's my ring? And now, let's talk about 2014.
밝혀져 이제 모든 말든 선택은 끝났어 나의 전부 빌라고 우린 지금까지 뭘 질러도 밤의 끝은 어디에
2014 is a year of tragedies, and there were a lot of scandals as well, but musically speaking, the genre pulled out some bops. DGNA's Rilla Go was one of those songs I'm not ashamed to say that I loved. FX's Red Light was on fire, and Infinite kept delivering, and I absolutely loved Last Romeo. Secret's I'm in Love, Kara's Mamma Mia, Beast's Good Luck, Block B's Jackpot and Her, VIX's Error and Eternity. There were so many great songs from that year. I wouldn't put this year up there in the same caliber as 2012 though, so I think it goes right into needing more estrogen tier. And for your vote, your rating put that year at 7.6, which also puts it into B tier. Look at that, we agree again. Oh my god, we need to start choosing baby names. This is all moving so fast. Here we go, it's time for 2015.
Catch me if you can
도로 위에 여긴 런웨이 날 바라보는 눈속 make it right just love me right baby
2015 is one of those years that I had a hard time with at the time. Almost every major artist had a comeback that year, so it was kind of a big deal. For me, I found most of the comeback songs from those senior groups to not be on the same level as their best, in my opinion. BTS was really starting to come into their own that year and were on an amazing trajectory, obviously. I did find a lot of great gems that year, at least with songs like Nine Muses' Hurt Locker, BoA's Shattered, Girls' Generation's Catch Me If You Can, JJCC's Fire, and EXO's Love Me Right. That year, though, was still a little frustrating musically, but because I expected more. So for me, I'm putting it into the Sky Dancer into the Fireplace tier. I spiraled downward that year, and I related to that Sky Dancer. And now, with your rating, I calculated 8.256667, which is one of your highest ratings, though this is A tier according to you all. But just know you're in good company because my partner stands the immortal Stellar and one of their amazing hits, Vibrato, which came out the year and was a huge bop. He wouldn't let me leave the basement until I told you that, so. And I live in Texas and we don't even have basements. But yeah, that Fireplace is looking even more relatable to me more than ever. Next one up, 2016.
Boombayah yeah Boombayah 널 사랑해 너의 그말 웃기지 마
2016 is one of those K-pop years I look back on and realize how good it was musically. Many of my favorite songs of that year have gone on to become my favorite song by that artist too. Songs like 100%'s Better Day, Seven's I'm Good, Mamamoo Da Kaukomani, Sistar's I Like That, BLACKPINK's Boombayah, Snooper's Platonic Love, NCTU's Without You have held up through the years as my favorite songs by all of them. Oh, and I really love EXO-CBX's Hey Mama, a really sickening year in retrospect. In your survey, your rating of 2016 averaged to be 8.337662. That's really great. A solid A from all of you, too. It appears that we have rekindled this thing we have going on, and I'm happy to say that I decided to stay. Moving on in this list, next one up is 2017. Interestingly for me, I actually really love the K-pop music from 2017. I don't think a lot of people talk too much about the Gen 3 transitions these days, but with the wonderful debuts of Gen 3 groups like Dreamcatcher and A.C.E, I'd say it was a wonderful year. I also really enjoyed GFRIEND's Fingertip, Day6's I Wait, and What Can I Say, BoA's Camel, and FTISLAND's 10th anniversary tracks Wind and Better Days. And when it comes to music for me, if I regard any of my personal top 10 songs to be on the love versus just really like scale, it plays a difference in my overall opinion of the year. Therefore, my top 10 from 2017 is full of loves and really likes. And so with that, this year is definitely grounds for me committing arson and liking it. And as for you all, you rated 2017 at an 8.096154, which puts it into A tier. And I'm glad we can agree how great it was. Otherwise, I would have tapped in the dark hole with my fellow Kevin sisters and Dreamcatchers to make matters into my own hands. And we're not above it, and we've had plenty of practice, okay? Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, please remember to click those like and subscribe buttons for me and join our community here. Of course, hit the notification bell and find out when I post anything new. And thank you all so much for your support. And now let's get back to this ranking. And here we go, on to the next year, 2018. Musically, 2018 was a very good year. It's always interesting to see which artists become my favorites of that year, and of course, I love Dreamcatcher's comebacks the year the most, especially You and I. But Oh My Girl rose to the top with Remember Me and Secret Garden, SF9's Now or Never, and April's Oh My Mistake were other top favorites of mine. I love Day6's Days Gone By, as well as BoA's Irreversible. It was a heavy year, but all in all, I regard it as a sickening year. And you guys all love 2018 too, and you ranked this year as the best year in K-pop with a rating of 8.485804, where I then rounded to 8.5 and the curve for this vote, and this falls into the S tier. I can't argue with your choice, but it was a very big year in K-pop, and it will forever be remembered for how it reached the masses like never before. Now, it is time for the next year on this list, and that is 2019. Coming off a busy 2018 year, 2019 in K-pop labels capitalized on the growing popularity of the genre across the world. I enjoyed a lot of songs that year and downloaded a lot of them, but it was definitely a lot to consume. Some standouts for me include K&K, Sunset, Apink's %%, I'm gonna still call it that, Pentagon, Shalalalala, and Cosmo, Uhyun's Hold On Me, Dreamcatcher's Curse of the Spider, and Stray Kids' Side Effects of Miro. While there were definitely some gems, I was overwhelmed by the sheer volume of debuts and comebacks. Therefore, I ranked this in the category of Venti with an extra shot, please. Simply because I required a lot to get through it all, okay? And for you all, you rated 2019 with 7.9, which lands it in the B tier. And I can't argue with that, but my God, if we only knew what was about to come. But hey, look at us in agreement again. And now we start the next decade, the unforgettable 2020, which had its own share of challenges.
Please, I don't want to scream. 날 감시하는 저 spotlight 빛일수록 어둠 속으로 빨려들어 마법 같았지 when we disco.
Oh, 2020. How can we forget this year? It was life-changing. Musically, though, I had a good amount of favorites, such as Dreamcatcher's Scream and Boca, Twice as I Can't Stop Me, JYP and Sunmi's When We Disco, IU's 8 and Into the Island, Day 6's 1 to 10, Chungha's Play, Stay Tonight, and Dream of You, Everglo's La Di Da. There was a lot. I mean, despite the lockdowns, the music still rolled in and the quality was still there. It was a lot to consume, really, and boy, did we need it. It was this or donuts and breakfast tacos, and my hips didn't need the help. But then again, 2020 in general made me constantly in need of a venti with an extra shot, if we're being real here. Now, according to your report, you all gave 2020 a 7.86957, which barely put it into B tier. I'm going to go on a limb here and say you all just took your PTSD and frustrations from 2020 and took it out on the rating for that year, but, you know, I don't blame you. And now, let's talk about 2021.
My love goes deep, deep, deep. 깊어진 your ocean. 지긋지긋한 이런 길이 없었어. 그것도 좋았어. Don't need that love. 다 지긋지긋해.
On this channel, I've done several videos, and now including this one, to showcase my favorite songs from each year. And with the year-end countdown video I did for 2021 at the beginning of this year, I couldn't bring myself to do my own personal countdown. It was a very busy year, and I had so much going on, but I couldn't even figure out what my favorites were. I mean, there were gems like Shiny's Atlantis, Key's Bad Love, Text File or Tomorrow by Together, Losers equals Lover, or 0x1 equals Love Song. I don't really know how the fuck you say those. Ace's Higher, 17's Rock With You, to name a handful. While I definitely needed a venti with an extra shot, there were so many misses from this year. So much that I chugged that venti and skydanced my way right into that fireplace and cremated my ass. And finally, after calculating your score, you all rated 2021 with a 7.26935, putting it in the C tier. And sadly, I have to agree. Living in these unprecedented times is a lot, and our lives right now are basically a C at best. We're living in that Instagram hashtag of take me back, and we're reliving 2012 or 2018 because it's clear we didn't know how good we had it before the existential hurricane slammed into us and swept away our hopes, dreams, and blonde hair don't care attitude for a couple of years. Oh boy, I need a therapist. Well, that's it for today, friends. I hope you all had fun in this journey through time. I invite you all to share your own ratings on each year in K-pop in the comment section below. How would you rate 2022 so far this year? Please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for me if you haven't already. Check out many more of my videos while you're here, and I shall see you next time.